Dear students, see in lesson number 5, last time we completed examples and started exercise numericals. Now today we proceed further in this lesson. Now see our next is exercise sum number 5.21. Now see the question says a stone of mass 0.25 kg move on a circular path of the radius 1.5 meter. See, it is whirled in a horizontal plane. Okay, it is whirled in a horizontal plane like this. See, though we know that in a uniform circular motion there is a centripetal force that is that we have to find out. Also, it given that it moves with the angular speed of 40 revolution per minute. Okay, and second part, if maximum permissible tension is 200 Newton, what is the speed with it can be revolved? What is the speed with it can be revolved? So there is two parts of the question. Now first part we have to find out the tension. Now see here omega is given as 40 revolution per minute. Now see the one revolution is 2 pi radian, that is known to you. Okay, so 40 into 2 pi, see minute into second, it will be like this, 8 pi by 6, that is 4 pi by 3. Now see what is the linear speed? Linear speed V is equal to R omega. Okay, R is a radius, that is 1.5 is 3 by 2 into 4 by 3. 3 will be cancelled here. So the linear speed is 2 meter per second. Okay, why? Because here radius is given in meter, so the linear speed will be 2 pi. Now see the centripetal force is F is equal to mv square by R. Okay, centripetal force mass is 0.25 2 pi whole square. Okay, now see the radius is given as 1.5. okay, so if you solve you will get 6.16. now is the first part. Okay, answer of the first part of the question. Now see, it is being said, it is given that maximum centripetal force permissible is 200 Newton. We have to find out the speed. Okay, now F is equal to 200 Newton, mass is 0.25, we have to find out R is 1.5. Okay, now we use the equation F is equal to m v square by R. V square is Fr by m. Force is 200. Okay, that is given to us. R is 1.5 and mass is 0.25. Okay, now if you solve this, see the value will get as 34.64 or 35 meter per second. So this is about the exercise sum number 5.21. See, mass is given, radius is given. We have to find out the tension, and in second part, see the force is given. Then we have to find out the maximum speed with which can be whirled in a horizontal plane. Okay, so this is exercise number 5.21. Now generally we take the calculation part here. See the theoretical part, VSQ type question we'll discuss in the classroom. Now see some of the questions which are given in the additional exercise, that also I would like to do. Okay, so that will solve today. Now see exercise number 5.24. Now see some of the additional sum also we should solve. So that's why we are taking exercise sum number 5.24. Now see here, see the displacement versus time graph is given. X is in meter, T is in second. See, they are symmetric triangles. These are symmetric triangles. Coordinate are 0, then 4, 8. Okay, now 2 and x is given as 2. Here it is given in centimeter. Okay, now see the mass of the body is given as 0.04 kg. Okay, what you have to calculate? Impulse of force. Now see impulse of force relation. F is equal to delta P by delta T. Delta P is F delta T. See the product of force into time gives the change in momentum. Okay, so that's why you can say change in momentum will be equal to impulse of force. Now see here we can say it is like OAB. First we find out slope of OA. That will give the V1 value. Now here x versus t graph is going upward, so the velocity will be positive. Okay, so V1 will be delta x by delta t, that is x2 minus x1 upon t2 minus t1. x2 is 2, x1 is 0. Okay, t2 is 2 and t1 is 0. So slope we can say 1 centimeter per second, that is 1 into, why? Here x is in centimeters, so we should write centimeter per second. So we have converted in the MKS. Now similarly V2 is slope of AB. Okay, slope of AB, that is V2 x2 minus x1 upon. Now see here the slope is going, line is going downward, so the slope will be negative. So it will be 0 minus 2 upon, see here will be 0. Do not confuse with the value 4 here, this is time. Here x is a displacement, that is coordinate is 0. Here this is final, this is initial. Here this is final time and this is initial time. That will be 4 minus 2. That will be minus 1 centimeter per second. Okay, this is a symmetric triangle, so slope is same, value is same, but see the direction is different. Now see the change in momentum is m into V2 minus V1, F delta T, that is impulse .04. Okay. Minus 8, okay, Newton second. So that is the answer. So this is how we can find out impulse if x versus t graph is given. Here x is in centimeter and time t is in second. Okay. So what we have done, we have obtained the slope OA that has given us V1, AB has given us V2. So now impulse of force F delta t is delta P, that is m into V2 minus V1. Okay, and we get the value. So this is how we can solve. Now next is exercise sum number 5.25. Okay, now see here is a case of a roller. Okay, now see a person is moving on a conveyor belt or roller like this. Okay, now see the acceleration is given as 1 meter per second square. Okay, now what is the see a person is standing stationary. Okay, now see the coefficient of friction between the surface of the roller and the shoes is given as mu is equal to 0.2. Mass is given as 65 kg. Mass of the person is 65 kg. See what you have to find out? The resultant force. Okay, what you have to calculate? Resultant force. And secondly, up to what acceleration? Up to what acceleration the person can remain stationary. Of acceleration can okay. Now see here, acceleration is given 1 meter per second square. Now see, the equation is this: F is equal to ma, mass is 65, so the force will be 65 Newton. Okay. Now see the maximum. This is the first part. So the second part of the question is this: up to what acceleration the person can remain stationary. Now see here, F is equal to ma, that is a force. Now that force should be equal to frictional force. Okay. Now see, frictional force is mu s into n. Okay, but we know n is equal to mg. Okay. Now let us say maximum permissible acceleration is a dash. So in that case, m into a dash is equal to mu s into m into g. Okay. Now a dash is equal to mu s into g. Now mu s is 0.2, g is, let us say, 10, then 2 meter per second square. Okay. So this is the maximum permissible acceleration up to which the person will remain stationary. See here, the question is divided into two parts. One, a person is standing on a conveyor belt or a roller like this. Okay. Now see, the roller moves with the acceleration of 1 meter per second square. See, the mass of the person is 65 kg. What is the force exerted? Now it is a simple question. F is equal to ma. Mass is given 65 and acceleration is 1 meter per second square. Now see, the coefficient of friction is given as 0.2 up to here. First case, it is given that the person is stationary. Now second part of the question says that up to what acceleration. Now let us say acceleration of the roller is changed from 1 meter per second square to any other value. We have to find out up to what acceleration it can remain stationary. So see, in that case, we have to compare with the maximum frictional force, Fs max, static friction force, sorry, that is mu s into n. Now n is equal to mg is known to us. Now F is equal to m a dash. Let a dash is the maximum permissible acceleration. So we compare, we get the value of acceleration is 2 meter per second square. So that is about the exercise number 5.25. Okay, now next is exercise number 5.27. Okay, now see, mass of the helicopter is 1000 kg. Okay, now it moves with the acceleration of 15 meter per second square. Okay, now see the total mass of this is m1, see pilot plus passengers is given as 300 kg. Okay, see, we have to calculate force in different condition. First, force on the floor by crew, this is crew and passenger. Okay, force on the floor by crew and passenger. Okay, so that will be equal to, okay, F M. Now consider a free body diagram of the helicopter. Now this is the acceleration. that is given 15 meter per second square and weight mg. Okay, now see the helicopter moves in upward direction. Okay, so what is the force here? Force on the floor by crew and the passenger. So see, we have to consider weight is mg, but m we consider for the total mass. Okay, so what is the equation? See our equation, F, okay, let us say F minus mg, okay, is equal to ma, that is Newton's second law of motion, m into g plus a. Okay, now here we have to consider force on the floor by crew and passenger, that is given as 300, g is given as 10 and acceleration is given as 50. Okay, okay, this is the first part of the question. So there is a force exerted on the floor by passenger and the crew. Now second is see the force exerted by the rotor of the helicopter. Yes, action of the rotor of helicopter on surrounding air. Okay, we have to find out action of the rotor of the helicopter on the surrounding air. Now, so even here also we have to use the same force body diagram. Okay, but see how the things will change. See here, let us say the reaction is R. So in that case we have to consider mass of the helicopter also. Okay, in that case we have to consider mass of the helicopter also. So R, see we can call M is equal to M1 plus M2. Okay, what is M1 here? 1000. Okay, so here see the reaction of the rotor we consider as a R. Okay, minus mg is equal to ma. So reaction is m g plus a, 1300, g is 10. Okay, so this is how we can calculate the second part. See the second part is this, action of the or reaction of the rotor on helicopter by the surrounding air. So see the helicopter also is in motion. Okay, so first case we consider the reaction on the floor only by the crew and the passenger. So in that case we did not consider mass of the helicopter, but here we have to consider mass of the helicopter also. So in that case we get the second answer like this. Now see in the third question, okay, force on the helicopter due to surrounding air. Okay, now this is the third part of the question. So here, see, whatever by Newton's third law, whatever the force was exerted by rotor on the surrounding air, same force will be acting on the helicopter due to surrounding air. So it will be again same equation. See, F minus m g is equal to m a. M is total mass, we have considered m g plus a. Okay, that is 1300. Okay, see the value we obtain as 32550. Okay, so this is how we can solve. Also by Newton's third law, see whatever the force exerted by rotor on the surrounding air, same force will act by the surrounding or air on the rotor. So here the same calculation, we get the answer. Okay, So this is about the exercise number 5.27. Now see, our next question is, next sum is exercise number 5.28. Now see, let us say tube is like this. See, from that water is coming out. Okay, area of the tube 10 to minus 2 meters square. Okay, now see, the velocity of the water is 15 meter per second. Okay, now see, there is a wall. We can say the water collides. Okay, so what is the force acting on the wall due to force of water? Okay, now see, water density we have to consider 10 to 3 kg per meter cube. Okay, now see, here we will use the volume per second. Volume per second. See, now this one is interesting. Volume is meter cube. This I can write as meter square into meter per second. Now meter square, we know it is area and okay, and area into velocity. So see, that is what is given to us. So here volume per second, okay, see, that is also called volume flux. Okay, area into velocity. Okay, 50. Now see, mass density is mass upon volume. Now see, water density is 1000 kg per meter cube, that is known to us. That is 10. Okay, sorry, 15 density. That is 150. See, actually it is kg per second. Okay, actually it is kg per second. Why here? See, the volume is, velocity is meter per second. Now see, momentum is mass into velocity, but momentum per time is force. Okay, momentum per time is force. So here mass is 50, actually kg per second. Okay, and velocity is meter per second. Okay, what we can easily see is kg meter per second square is Newton. Okay, that is the unit of the force. Velocity is given as 15 meter per second. Okay, so this is a little bit different from what we have done so far. See, here the water is coming out from the pipe of area 10 to minus 2 meter per second square with the velocity of 15 meter per second. See, it collides with the wall. Okay, what is the force exerted by flow of the water on the wall? Now, so this is what we have to do some juggling here. Volume per second is meter cube per second. See, that I have written, see, x cube, we can write x square into x. Same way meter cube is meter square into meter. Okay, now so this is meter cube square into meter per second. Meter square upon meter square is area, meter per second is velocity. So volume per second is area into velocity. Now density is mass upon volume. So mass we have obtained. Actually this is kg per second. Now mv, this is kg per second, 150. Velocity is meter per second. Kg meter per second square. Okay, is Newton. So this is how the force exerted on the wall by the flow of the water is 2250. So this is nothing but our exercise number 5.28. Now see, next is exercise number 5.29. Now see, on a table there are 10 coins stacked like this. Okay, 10 coins are stacked like this. See, we have to count from the bottom. Okay, force acting on 7th coin. First, Okay, by the coin above it. How many coins are? Okay. Okay. So above 7 coins there are 3 coins. So see the weight of this coin number 8, 9, 10 will act on the, okay. So there are 3 coins, so weight will be 3m, force is 3 mg. Okay, here mass is not given. Now force acting on second part, force acting on 7th coin by 8th coin. Okay, that we have to find out. Now see, above 8th coin is above the 7th coin, and above the 8th coin there are 2 more coins. So the total force, okay, mg, that is the weight of the 8th coin, plus see there is 9 and a 10 coin, 2 coins, so it will be 2 mg. So the force will be 3 mg. Okay. Now see the third part of the question. See the reaction of the 7th coin. Okay. Third part of the question is like this. See the reaction of the 6th coin on the 7th coin. Okay, now see, we know the action and reaction. See, above the 6th coin, how many coins are there? We see the coin number 7, 8, 9. So the reaction of the 6th coin, reaction of the 6th coin on the 7th coin will be equal to force acting on the but here we are given in terms of reaction. See, on the 6th coin, okay, how many coins are there? Above the 6th coin, how many coins are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so weight of 4 coin will be there. That will be the weight will be in the downward direction, but see the reaction will be in opposite direction of the gravitational force. So that's why here we write here negative sign, and weight of the 4th coin, that will be minus 4 mg. See the mass of 4 coin will be 4 mg, 4m, and see the mass into gravitation is the gravitational force. There is a reaction here, so that will be minus 4 mg. Okay, so this is how we can solve. See what we have considered here, our conventional. Here this direction we consider as positive, and opposite that we have considered negative. So this depends on the convention you accept in a given numerical. Okay, now see our next sum is exercise sum number 5.30. Okay, see aeroplane is tilted at angle of 15 degree, moves with a 720 km per hour. 720 km per hour we convert in meter per second. Okay, now see it moves on a circular path. Okay, G is given as 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, what will be the radius of that circular path? Okay, what will be the okay, now see here, initially we discussed motion of a vehicle on a level circular path. Okay, but what happened See, generally it is mg. Okay, but it is tilted like this. Then let us say n will be like this. Let us say it makes an angle of theta. So what are the components here? N cos theta and n sin theta. Now again is a circular path, so the centripetal force will be mv square by r. Now we compare the forces. So n cos theta is mg and n sin theta is mv square by r. Now if I take the ratio n sin theta upon mv square by r, tan theta. Okay, now here theta is given, v is given, r also is given, r we have to find out, sorry, and g is given. So see, tan theta is v square by rg, so r is equal to v square upon tan theta into g. Now v is given as 200, tan 15. You can see from the table of tangents, generally 0.2679. Okay, and if you solve for the radius, the answer will get 414,930 kilometer, or roughly nearby 15,000 meters. Okay, so this is how we can solve. Now, this is how we have to balance the forces when, see, the motion is in a on a circular path, but see, it has some angle. You might have seen in the cycling race in the velodrome. Okay, there is a big, we can say, a place where the cycling competition takes place in the stadium. So there you might have seen that it bends under, the cycle is bent at some angle. See, Motna Godo hoy na circus ma tame joyu chhe. There also, okay, they, knowing or unknowingly, some physics is there. So, okay, I think you saw in one of your favorite movie also. Yes. Okay, so here we have to use, so that's why, see, let us say the vehicle is bent at an angle of theta. Okay, so what are the components here? N cos theta and n sin theta. Again, that is by the definition of component of vector. See, the component of vector in any direction is given by product of magnitude of the vector and cosine of the angle. So here n is a vector and theta is angle, so this will become n cos theta. So naturally other will be n sin theta. Now weight is mg. See, again it is a motion on a circular path. See, the centripetal force will be always there, so that will be mv square by r. So now we equate n cos theta is mg, n sin theta is mv square by r. So by that we get the relation tan theta is v square by rg. So we can have value of r, there is a radius, is 15,000 meters. Okay, so this is about exercise number 5.30. Now one more exercise numericals. Okay, there is exercise. Okay, see here, train moves on a circular path of 30 meter with a speed of 50 km per hour, 54 km per hour. See, that we can convert into meter per second. Okay, now here we have to find out theta. Mass of the train is, okay, so with what angle, okay, how the road should be designed, it can move safely. So just now we have equation, derive the equation. See, tan theta is v square by rg, 15 square. R is how much? 30. So if you solve, we'll get value as 0.75. Okay, if you can see if we have to see in the natural tangent, so theta value get 37. So what we have used, just now we have derived the equation which is useful to us. Okay, so this is about some of the exercise numericals. Okay, this was exercise number 5.31. Okay, now see in the next lecture we'll complete the exercise numericals and we'll solve some MCQ. Thank you.